going on, you guys? Mr. Part here, back again with another Spider-Man video. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. So today's theory video, before we get into this theory video, I just want to say Insomniac did say that this is going to be their own game, but you know, I still think that this is a really good theory, and we're going to be talking about it. So could Spider-Man 2000 and Enter Electro actually be a sequel to Spider-Man PS4? Now, you guys are probably like, why would that even be? They're not even connected at all. But you know what? Could they be connected? Could Spider-Man PS4 actually be the prequel to these two games? And I thought I'd bring this topic up because, you know, I want to get this discussion going around YouTube. You know, could this actually be true? You know, we're getting almost the same exact characters that we've seen in Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man 2000. You know, we're getting Shocker from Enter Electro. We're getting characters like Rhino, Scorpion, stuff like that. So, you know, could these characters actually be in the sequel, which the sequel could be Spider-Man 2000? Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because Spider-Man 2000 was released for the PS1, and you could also play it on the PS2, so it's like, well, and you could play it on the PS3. So it's like, well, you know, we have to discuss this, because if this is true, maybe this is the reason why they're not putting in symbiotes in Spider-Man PS4, is because, you know, we get the symbiotes later on in the storyline with the Spider-Man PS1, because, you know, they've done games before like this with The Legend of Zelda and stuff like that, where they made video games and then they would make prequels, sequels, and all this stuff in the future. So could this be a possible game? You know, like, could we see like symbiotes in another game? Like, what the heck's happening with that? And you know, we do get things like Doc Ock was reformed in Spider-Man PS1, and it's like, well, could Spider-Man PS4 have Doc Ock in the game, and then, you know, in the next game he's like all reformed, but then it's just like, no, he's not. He's working with the symbiotes, he's working with all this other stuff. So could this possibly be a sequel to the game, and Spider-Man PS4 actually be the prequel to that? So this is actually really interesting, and almost got me wondering, like could this actually be true? You know, could we get Venom from Spider-Man 2000 maybe in Spider-Man PS5? You know, stuff like that, another sequel? Like, could this already be a series? You know, because we go over where Spider-Man's already 8 years into being Spider-Man. Well, in Spider-Man PS1, it almost seems like he could be in at least 10 years as being Spider-Man, or even 15 years as being Spider-Man. So Daredevil was in Spider-Man PS1, so maybe there was like stuff going on in Spider-Man PS4 with Daredevil. So it's got me wondering, like, whether or not these video games could actually be connected in storylines somehow, some way. I know a lot of people would probably type in like, no, this is not true, Insomniac's making their own game. But then again, it makes me wonder, like, why they're not putting in symbiotes, because these are the most popular characters of 2018, you know. Venom, the Venom movie's coming out in 2 months, 3 months. And how come there's no symbiote costume already for marketing? Sony, why are you doing this? Well, it's like, well, now it makes me wonder, like, whether or not the Spider-Man 2000 series could actually be a sequel to Spider-Man PS4. So, you know, we've seen stuff like Doc Ock being teased, Green Goblin. You know, Green Goblin never made an appearance in Spider-Man 2000 or Enter Electro, but, you know, it got me wondering, maybe he could have been the main villain behind all of it. So could we get answers from those old video games now? Maybe Easter eggs, stuff like that? Because now it really makes me wonder, like, Spider-Man could have like been like already fighting these villains in Spider-Man PS4, and that's why they hate him so much. And Spider-Man 2000, you know, Doc Ock maybe wants his revenge. He's going to go after Spider-Man. So then he hires the symbiotes to take him out. You know, he gets Carnage, stuff like that. Maybe Cletus Cassidy could be teased in Spider-Man PS4. You know, Black Cat, the city that never sleeps. Maybe that could also be a storyline where they actually meet for the first time. And then in Spider-Man 2000, that's where you get those characters meeting once again. So I don't know, like, this just seems really strange. Like, it actually adds up with the storylines as well, because, you know, this was made a few years ago, and then, like, not a few years ago, like 10 years ago. But then it got me wondering, like, you know, they've made other games before it where they made sequels and prequels. So this could actually be a really good possibility. That's why they're not putting in symbiotes, is because this is the prequel to Spider-Man 2000. So I don't know, like, it's just like, I feel like we got a theory here. I feel like we got some kind of conspiracy. I don't know. It just makes me wonder now. Like, I'm almost laughing because like of like what the heck this theory is. But like, this could actually be true. So maybe things aren't as they seem. We'll have to see. Anyways, guys, tell me your thoughts down below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Do you guys want me to make part 2 of this theory? Part 2, maybe part 3, I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this topic. Anyways.